Hello, guys. Good evening. Who is joining us today? Let's talk about another beautiful topic titled Who Should Decide Who You Should Marry? Who should decide who you will marry? Are you there? Can you see me? Can anybody see me? And can you hear me? If you can hear me, tell me you can hear me. This is Topsy Gift here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. I've been away for some time. I'm really sorry for my presence. Just that we needed to make some things right. And that was what caused the absence. But thank God we're back again. Thank God we are good to go. I hope my video is not upside down. Is the video upside down? It's good. Okay. Can you hear me? That's another thing. You can hear me. Tell me you can hear me. Good evening, all of you out there. It's so good to have you around. It's been a wonderful day today. I hope your day was beautiful. I hope your day was okay. I hope your day was great. Hope your day was great. Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me if you can hear me. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I already have 3 people. I'm trying to log out to my hello, hello, hello. Hello, Mr. Jefferson. Hey, amazing. Good to have you. Oh, that your program yesterday was awesome. I was kind of tired and that was why I didn't continue watching. I'm sorry. How is London, right? Is it London? How you doing? Okay, Mr. Jefferson said I came to rattle your show. Wow, wow, wow. You're welcome. Good to have you. Hello, Michael. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. I want to ask you this beautiful question today titled, Who should decide who you should marry? Is somebody seeing me? Looks like I am hidden right now. Can you see me? It looks like okay. Is he okay? Is he okay? Who should decide who you should marry? Today I want to make this topic a kind of discussion. Let it just be discussion between you and I. Tell me what you think about this topic. Tell me what you think about this topic. Who should decide who you should marry? Should the government? Should your parents? Should the godfathers and godmothers? Should your friends or yourself decide who you should marry? Or God, okay? Yes, let's be religious now. Oh my God. Can anybody see me properly? It seems like my head is being cut off. Is it? I'm okay? Really? So who should decide who you should marry? Excuse me. I want you to tell me, please tell me, who should decide who you should marry? Just write something. Tell me what you think. Who should decide who you should marry? Oh, my husband is here, Cleansy Clement. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Hello, Saddam. Thank you for joining. God bless you. This is Toxic Gifts. I'm here in Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. So I'm just trying to, get to know about this topic so people can tell me what they really think, because we all have our own different opinion, and believe me, your opinion will be welcomed, because I want to know who should decide who you should marry. What do you think? Is this topic good to really talk about? Is it a problem in our society? Do you think it's important we should talk about who should decide who we should marry? Because if we really don't talk about it, well, if it has been a problem already, people are still going to keep having this problem until Christ comes or until people die or whatever. So tell me, who should decide who you should marry? Mr. Jefferson, thank you for coming back. Who should decide who you should marry? Please write your comments. Tell me. I want this to be discussion. I want us to discuss. I want us to talk as family. I want us to talk as friends. Who do you think should decide who you should marry? Is it your parents, your relative, your godfather, the religious clergy? Who? The government? Tell me, who do you think should decide who you should marry? Because really, it's actually been a problem, though we all shy away from it. We really don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to see it as an issue. They don't want to see it as something to really talk about. But believe me, it's actually a problem in our society, especially the African society, especially the African race. So what do you think? Who should decide who you should marry? Hello, Isaac. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please, I want us to discuss. Just write your opinion. I will appreciate, and I will read it so that everybody can learn from what you think about this topic. Who should decide who you should marry? It's an open floor. Come on, bring those write-ups. Bring your ideas. What do you think? Hello, Udi. Thank you for joining. Mary, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video as you come in and invite your friends. I want to talk about this topic because it's been something that has been in my heart. I've been wanting to talk about it. I've been waiting for the right time to talk about this. And I want to also hear your opinion. What do you think? What do you think? Hello, Precious Ogechi. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends, and also tell me who should decide who you should marry. I want to hear your opinion. Please, please, please put those opinions down. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what you're thinking about this topic, because really, believe me, it's actually a problem. Let's not shy away from it. Let's not run away from it. This is the truth. This is the truth, especially for the African race, especially for the African community. It is a problem, but most people don't want to talk about it. Everybody just wants to shut their mouths and just keep quiet and pretend that all is well. Please, please, please tell me. Hello, my gift blessing Amos. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming. God bless you. Please share this video. Invite your friends. Andrew Innocent, thank you for joining. God bless you. My name is Toxic Gifts, and I'm bringing to you this broadcast from Ivano-Frankivsk, Ukraine. So tell me what you think about this topic. Hello, Mr. Crow. Thank you for joining. Share this video. Invite your friends. Who should decide who you should marry? Is it important? Do you think it's worth talking about? Blessings, Matthew. God bless you, Mr. Blessing Amos. Please drop your opinion. I want us to interact. I want to make this thing as interactive as possible. I want us to share minds together. And that was why I always tag my program #BuildingMinds. #BuildingMinds, because I'm going to learn from you and you're going to learn from me, and we head on straight to relate to the word, what we all think about what is right, what is true. Okay, somebody just wrote, Isaac is telling us it's you as an individual, and what your family had to do is support your decision. Bravo, thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. I love your opinion. So who else is telling us what they think about this? Let's all talk about it. Mr. Isaac is also saying, and prayer also helps a lot. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. God bless you, Mr. Ima. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video, invite your friends, and drop your comment. Who do you think should decide who you should marry? If you're already married, before you got married, who actually decided who you should marry? And if you're not married, who should decide who you should marry? Before you got married, for those of us who are married, were there a problem? Was there any kind of problem, like somebody or your mother, father, godfather, religious clergy trying to tell you, no, don't marry this person, no, don't marry that person, and giving you reasons why they think you shouldn't marry either of these persons? And what eventually happened? Who do you think has the right decision or has the right obligation to decide who you should marry? Please, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Really, this thing is a problem in our country, especially the African continent. Hello, J. Kings Hills. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Hello, Mad Adiola Disu. God bless you. I miss you so much. Oh, thank you for joining. Please share this video. Invite your friends. Who should decide who you should marry, guys? Come on, bring it on. Bring those write-ups. Somebody already told us what he thinks, and what he thinks is right. Who should decide who we should marry? Lizzie, thank you for joining. And he said, Isaac already told us what he thinks, and he said it is you as an individual, and what your family had to do is to support your decision. Okay, guys, do you think it's right? Do you agree with him? Bring it on. If you have a contrary opinion, come on, throw it on to the floor and let's talk about it. Because really, I've seen people go into coma, people go into suicide because of this same problem, because of this same issue. People had got a lot of shock, a lot of problems, just because of this same issue, because somebody else is telling them who they should marry, and it's like they don't want to marry that person for some reasons. And because this person is somebody they respect, somebody who has built them, somebody who has made them to become who they are. So in order for them not to disrespect that person, it's like, I should marry this person because this other person is telling me to marry that person, knowing the fact, knowing the truth that what I'm about to go into is not the truth. It's not something that is meant for me. Then I ask myself, who then should decide who you should marry? If you know with an open eyes, with an open ears, with all your heart, with all your mind, that what you're about going to is what can cost you your life, and because of some kind of person that you respect and you obey, you think they are right, you think, oh, if you go against that decision, they are going to come against you, they are going to fight you, they are going to turn away from you, and that might affect you financially or whatsoever, and that's why you have to sell off your choice, your rights, your will, just to please these people. And these reasons have caused a lot of chaos in marriages in our society today. So I ask you, who should decide who you should marry? Who should decide who you should marry? Is it the government? Is it your parents, your guardians, or those who you look up to, your godfathers, your godmothers, or those who you respect,
or the clergymen, those people who are, the religious head, who are heading, one religion or the other. So do you think they are the ones who have the right to choose for us who we should marry? Because they say that what a man will sit down. I've been hearing this proverb when I was very small. My father used to tell me, what a man, or better put, what an elderly man will see sitting down, a child will climb an iroko tree and we will see it. So I was like, whoa, are you serious? So it simply means when your father say, oh, you should marry that guy, and because he's your father, and they have given you this proverb, and it seems like they see more than you, they know more than you, and all that. So you just accept what they say and just do, just to please them. So along the line, you then have issues, and you don't even know how to go about it. Then you look for who to blame. You now blame your parents, or you blame your father, or whoever recommended this person to you, to marry, or forced you against your wish, against your will to marry this person. So I now ask myself, who then should decide who you should marry? Because marriage, it's not something you should allow people to talk you into doing. It should be a personal decision, and that is why God is not forcing anybody to get entangled or get married to another. God is such a loving God. He's such a loving Father that He gives every man, every woman a free will. And that's why the Bible says, he who findeth. He's not God. It's not God that will find for you. If God was the one to be held responsible, or the one in charge of matchmaking people, it would be a problem, because you just know that since He's God, then it's perfect, then everything is okay, then I don't need to think about it, I don't need to pray about it. Since He's God, there won't be chaos on earth when it comes to marriages. I don't think there will be divorces. People will not be having problems in their marriages, trying to, run away from, irresponsibilities and responsibilities and all of that. But because God had already seen what marriages will bring to humanity, He then folded His arms and gave us a free will, so we can choose for ourselves who we should marry. But along the line, here on planet Earth, we all forgot all of a sudden that it is now our personal choice. Some persons had not made it a responsibility of being a God, of being the one to choose for another. Okay? Like Isaac said, it's an individual who has the ability to do that. Then parents can give their consent or their advice. Beautiful. And he said prayer works. Okay, thank you so much. Marvelous. God bless you for joining. Benjamin, thank you for joining. God bless you. Gina, thank you for joining. I like your name. Mr. Felix, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video and invite your friends. I want to know, who should decide who you should marry? Please, I want us to discuss. I want us to be as practical as possible. Whatever you think about this topic, just write it. What do you think? Who do you think should decide who you should marry? If you are already married, who made the choice for you? Was it between, just be frank, between you, yourself, and yourself, knowing that you cannot lie to yourself? Was it your real self, with your consciousness, with your will, with your zeal, with your desire, with everything that had to do with you, that agreed that you should marry that particular person you married? If not, who decided who you should marry? And if you're single, who should decide who you should marry? Hello, Mr. Ofodila. Thank you for joining, Ebuka. God bless you. Nsika, Mr. Nsika, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video as you come in and invite your friends. I want us to actually talk. Who do you think should decide who we should marry? Like I said a few minutes ago, some of us are having great problems in our marriages. Now, I come from a family. I have a father. I have a mother. But believe me, what I saw in my home was not marriage. That is not family. That is not marriage. I barely picked something from what I met. And then I wondered, who recommended who to who? Was it your mother, my grandmother, who recommended my mother to my father? Or was it my grandfather who recommended my mother to my father? What is this? What am I seeing? Is this marriage? Is this home? God. I then began to think. I then began to ask. I then began to make researches and analysis, and I tried to figure out who should decide really who people should marry, because really it is actually a problem in our society. It is a problem in the church. In the church, because I grew up from a church where some men of God tell the ladies who they should marry. If this guy is suitable for them to marry, some men of God tell the ladies who they should marry, tell the guys who they should marry. So some men of God makes these people, trying to make them have a home and a happy home and all of that. But I sat down and I went through the Bible and I went through the Word, and I saw that it was God who gave us free will to make a choice. As much as God can interfere in the will of a man, it is not 100% humans on earth that God does that for, just for few specific people. But even at that, it is still a confirmation of what God had already told them. If there is no confirmation, then it becomes false. Then there is no truth in it. But people do not wait or do not get confirmations. They just assume that, oh, because this man of God is speaking and is highly anointed, then everything he says must be true. Wow. Wow. Amazing. What then comes out of those kind of marriages? A lot of chaos. You can't imagine the pretense that is going on in families, and we all come to church on Sundays and smile out with our beautiful teeth, covering up with perfumes and jewelries, trying to make the home look outwardly what it is not inside. Behind the scene, it is a hell. But in front of men, it looks like it's a home, it's beautiful, it's a place to be, it's a place to embrace. But it's all a lie. I saw pretense. I was just like this, watching people in church living in so much pretense. Living in so much pretense. And then I asked myself, who should decide who we should marry? Because some of these people, is either their parents decided for them, or their pastors decided for them, or their friends, their godfathers, their godmothers, their prayer warriors, or whoever. But they forgot to apply common sense. They forgot to apply truths. They forgot to apply truths. So who should decide who we should marry? Hello, Hope Alive. Thank you for joining. I love that name, Hope Alive. Beautiful. Thank you for joining. Please share this video. Invite your friends. God bless you. Who should decide who you should marry? The decision you make today can make you or mar you. Believe me. It can either make you a better person or even make you a worse person. Make you do things that you never planned for your life, that you didn't see it coming. You just, all of a sudden, you started becoming a woman you were not meant to be. You started becoming the man you were not created to be. You just saw yourself doing things that on a normal day, you will never even think of doing it. Why? Because of the power of decision. If will is not powerful, I don't think Jesus would have entrusted it into our hands for we to carry it out. It is because will is so powerful that will can change a nation, will can change a family, will can transform humanity. And that was why God took it and gave us and gave you into your arms and into your hands and say, hello man, hello woman, come on, take it. I give it to you, and that is how much I love you. Apart from the death I did on the cross to show you how much I love you, this will is to prove to you that I love you beyond imagination. You can imagine how will is so powerful and how it's so strong. And that is why if a nation and its rulers do not make a good will and decision for its country, for its community, that community is going to crash or remain in in-depth poverty, or they will keep going backwards. They will keep regressing instead of progressing. So who should decide who we should marry? Please, I'm still waiting for your comments. Hello Emmanuel, thank you for joining. God bless you. Oh, I'm seeing a Russian name or a Ukrainian name here. Thank you so much for joining. I'm trying to pronounce that name, but it's kind of difficult. So thank you for joining. Please share this video and invite your friends. Who should decide who we should marry? Who should decide who we should marry? Somebody already put up his comments there and sharing to us who he thought he thinks should decide who he should marry. He said himself, he said individual should decide. Well, it's not a bad opinion. It's not a bad opinion. Individuals has been given the will, the choice, the freedom to decide for themselves who they should marry. Hello, Mr. Kofi Power. Thank you for joining. God bless you. And reasons why people think that these clergymen, the government, their parents, the godfathers and godmothers are right when it comes to marital issues is that they feel that, okay, I'm just a young guy, I'm not married, I don't have experience. Hello, Mastella, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please share this video, invite your friends. So they feel like, oh, these clergymen are, highly anointed. They are closer to God. They are nearer to God than I am. I am just a church member who is just dedicated. Yes, I am dedicated. I serve God. I go to church every Sunday. I do the normal routine. I don't think I hear God more than my pastor hear God. I don't think I hear God more than the imam hears God, or whoever you believe in hears God. So you feel like, oh, these clergy people are religious clergymen are more closer to God. So you feel like, oh, God will reveal your wife, your future wife or your future husband to them. So when they tell you that this young man, thus said the Lord, is your husband, you just all of a sudden forgot the power of free will that God has given to you. You just threw it away and you would just embrace what this man had told you because he or she is a religious ruler or a head in one religious affair or the other. But you forgot that for any clergyman, for any pastor, any pope, any bishop, or whoever out there to tell you, thus said the Lord, that this man is your husband, the moment the person releases the word, it should be a confirmation of what God had already told you. If it's not a confirmation, it becomes a lie. It becomes a lie because God does not tell this person what he has not told another. if you see the story of Saul, you know, when Saul was, you know, being a religious man, trying to, you know, appease God, trying to, you know, he was thinking he was doing the right thing, killing Christians and, you know, upholding the law. What happened? Eventually, when he met God, when he came in contact with God, what happened? He became blind. When he became blind, what happened? God told the believer, Ananias, God told Ananias to go to the house of Judah, that he will meet Paul, he will meet Saul. And by then, God had told Saul to go to the house of Judah. Jesus. God had already told this man, Saul, to go there. That a man will come, his name is Ananias, that he will come and pray for you. But you know what? When Ananias got to the house of Judah and he met Saul, what was the story? It was a confirmation. It was a confirmation of what God told Saul. We all forgot all of a sudden that we are God's children, and we carry him inside of us. So no man will tell us anything outside what God has told us. If it's God, you will know. There will just be a confirmation. You will just know that this is true. You were just waiting. You have been told already. You are just waiting to be sure. The Bible says in the matter of 2 or 3, the word is what? Established, is confirmed, because you already knew. He already told you. But if you don't know, if God has not told you, and somebody is trying to make you, you know, make the word spiritual and glorify and magnify the word, don't be carried away, because a lot of people have been swept off their will and eventually got a very bad result. And because they are Christians, because they believe in forever till death do us part, they remain in that marriage, they remain in that wrong relationship, they remain in that wrong marriage, trying to bear, because they feel like, oh, if I divorce, I will become a sinner, so I can't remarry. Instead of remarrying, let me endure, let me bear. Who should decide who you should marry? Who should decide who you should marry? Hello, Edu, dear Prince, thank you for joining. F4 Benny, thank you for joining. Joe, thank you for joining. Tega, thank you for joining. Bado Kazola, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video and invite your friends. Who should decide who you should marry? Be careful. The decision you make today might make or mar you. Be careful. The power of will has been given to you as an individual, as a human. However you want to make use of it, it's your problem. It's your decision. But do not give your will to another man. Don't throw your will away, because it is stronger than another man's decision. People can give you advice. People can talk to you as a father, as a religious parent, or a religious people. But it should be a confirmation of what you already know, of what God has already told you, of what you already seen. Who should decide who you should marry? So why do people believe that their parents are always right? One, they believe that their parents are always right because they feel like, okay, I am just a child, I am just young, I am just inquisitive to get married, and because I want it right for me, and because these people are my parents, so they know more than me, I should be able to listen to them. They've been in this race, they've been in this thing for 50 years, 70 years, 100 years. So I'm sure they are well experienced. I'm sure they are well experienced, and that is why I should listen to them. That is why they are 100% always correct, always truth, always true. They're always telling the truth because you think they are your parents. Well, according to my mentor, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, he said, truth is not what works. Truth is not what works. That it works doesn't make it truth. If it's like that, that means an armed robber will go to rob a bank. Then the person succeed in getting the money? Yes. Did it work? Yes. Does it mean that armed robbery should be legalized? That it should no longer be a thing of grief, a thing of pain? It should no longer be something that people should, chastise, people should say no to? Should we not embrace armed robbery because some group of persons went to the bank, robbed, and they got the money and it worked for them? So did it make it true? So truth is not everything that works. So anything that works is not truth. Truth is universal. Truth must be confirmable in the whole universe. It must be something that must be tested and proven, and has to do with universal acceptance. It is not what works for just one person. Then it becomes universal truth. So who should decide who you should marry? Your parents are telling you, oh, this girl I don't think she will be a good wife. Oh, this guy, I don't think he will be a good husband. And you just say, wow, because they are my parents, let me just listen to them. Have you taken time to really study to really study man as an individual? Have you taken time to study yourself? Have you taken time to develop relationship with God? Have you been able to study, to make researches and to study? Because as time is progressing, as centuries is springing up, things are changing. Things are no longer in the same way and the same method. So the method somebody used to apply in his or her marriage 200 years ago or 100 years ago might not be what is working now, might not be what is obtainable right now. Because you have to learn, you have to keep learning as long as you are on earth, as long as you're human. You have to keep learning. You have to keep learning. So you need to not just say, oh, because they are my parents, then I know they want the best for me. This lady, they say, is not right, is not a good wife. Let me let her go. Let me get that one they say is a good one. Well, it doesn't work for everybody, because I've seen parents who have chased the right woman for their own son because of physical appearance. Or the girl was carrying an attachment. She was having a makeup. So I don't think that girl is good for my son. So I want a girl without a makeup, without an attachment. Or that girl can make a good home. Well, there are a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. Don't be too quick to just believe that what you saw from the outside is what can sustain a marriage, what can sustain a home. That physical appearance does not make it true. It doesn't make it true that this person can make your son's home heaven on earth. That this guy can make your daughter's home heaven on earth. Hello, Mariam. Thank you so much, ma, for joining. Hello, God's man. Thank you so much for joining. I like your name, God's man. I'm a God's woman as well. Thank you for joining. Please share this video. Invite your friends. Hello, Maroda. Thank you for joining. Elise Musumba. Thank you for joining, Elise. How have you been? Have you gone back to Congo, or are you still in Ukraine? Okay, guys. Hello, Yomi. Thank you for joining. God bless you. So, who should decide who you should marry? That is what we're talking about today. And we all don't have to shy away from this topic, because whether you and I like it or yes, it is a problem. It is a problem. It has been a problem, and it's still a problem, especially from the African continent, because there are a lot of beliefs that we have that is not true, that is not biblical true, that is not will true, that is not universal truths. So who should decide who you should marry, guys? Who should decide who you should marry? Okay, back to base. Reasons why people believe that parents are always right. That's where we are. So you get, these people believe that their parents are right. Okay, one other reason some persons believe that their parents that they have to do this is because they feel like, okay, my parents trained me from nursery to university to having a PhD, so it's like a payback. Because I've seen parents who try to lure their children, okay, let me not say lure, let me say sweet talk, make their children, sell out their will, because they will try to, put those words that will make you feel guilty if you don't agree to what they are saying. Some of them tell you, I have been the one taking care of you from when you were in nursery. So this time you become a man, you are working in oil company, or you are now a big boy. So you can no longer listen to me. I asked you for just this one thing. I've done everything you've asked me to do for you as a father, as a mother. Only this one thing you don't want to do for me. Is that how you want to pay me back for all the good things I've done for you, son? Is that how you want to pay me back for all the good things I've done for you, daughter? I love you, and you know I will always want the best for you. And at that emotional point, the child doesn't even, know exactly what to do or who to listen to. She feels like, oh God, if I say no to this young man, my father is going to kill me. Or if I say no to this young girl, I have just betrayed my home. I've just betrayed my father. I've just betrayed my mother. I've just betrayed my guardian. Oh, I've just betrayed that person who have high esteem, high hope in me. Well, what that simply means is that you are about to sell your will, the power of your will, to make another man feel glorified, make another man feel fulfilled, make another man feel happy. What about your happiness? What are you talking about? Is it your father or your mother who is going to live with that person afterwards? Come on, guys. Let them not emotionally blackmail you, because marriage is not something of 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month. It is for life. As long as you live, as long as your partner lives, you are going to live with that person for the next 100 years of your life, if you're going to live for 100 years. If the person is going to live for 100 years. Come on, guys. Who should decide who we all should marry? You and I should marry. Aziz, thank you for joining. Aziz Sepa from Guinea, thank you for joining. James, thank you for joining. Tia Penel, thank you for joining. Ebukunolua, thank you so much for joining. Miracle Galadima, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video and invite your friends. And also drop your comment. What do you think? Who should decide who you should marry? I want us to discuss. I want us to talk. Because it's a problem. It's a big problem in our society. It's a big problem. Especially the African continent. It's a big problem because of our religious beliefs and background and whatsoever. A lot of people do the right thing from the time they were kids till the time they become a man, they did the right thing. But at the point of making their greatest decision, they made the most miserable mistake ever that any human can ever make on earth. So who should decide who you should marry? Listen, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to partnership, when it comes to having relationship and being a woman, to say to death do us part, it is something you have to give a second thought. It is something that you forget about what whoever had ever done for you. Anything that will make them sweet talk you into agreeing to their decision that you know vividly will destroy your life. Please run away for your life. It doesn't matter what that person is giving to you, because I've seen marriages that is built on a platter of gold, filled with money. People are both families are wealthy, but everybody is living in hell. There is so much to eat and drink. There's so much houses, securities. Oh, everybody is feeling excited. Oh, beautiful. The marriage even held in an aeroplane, in the aircraft. But what happens afterwards? All the glamour, all the all the stars, all the money, the millions they all spent doing the wedding could not sustain the marriage afterwards. So who should decide who you should marry? Hello, my Elizabeth Ali. Thank you for joining. God bless you. That is another relationship talker there. She is a great woman of God. Please look forward to getting to her platform to listen to her videos and her life stories. She has a lot to you will learn a lot from her. Thank you, Ma, for joining. You look sexy, baby. Thank you. God bless you. Mr. Evans McDonald's. Oh my God, I missed you. Hello, latest bride. Hello, sir. How is your bride too? Mom Anastasia McDonald's. She's still in Ukraine. Okay, guys. Who should decide who you should marry? Please put out that opinion, what you have running in your head, in your mind. Come on, put it out there, and let's all learn from each other. That is why I titled this program Building Minds, because I learn from you, you learn from me, and we go get it all right. We don't get it all right. That is what is important, that we fix problems in our society and nobody keeps quiet. The plague of silence must be break off. That must be stopped. People had to come to know the truth, because lies, we've been fed lies in the past years, and it's been haunting and killing a lot of families today. So who should decide who you should marry? Who should decide who you should marry? Marriage is a big school, and nobody gets to graduate from it until they say goodbye to planet Earth. So who should decide who you should marry? If marriage is a great school, if marriage is greater than the PhD certificate you are holding, than all the courses put on planet Earth that you want to study, if marriage is that important, well, I don't think you should allow people to intrude into your will. I told you earlier, and that God has given you the power of a will, the power of strong will, and He has put it into your hands. He has put it into your arms and said to you, come on, guy, go out there and make your choice. Hello, lady, go out there and make your choice. You have the power of choice, and you have a strong will. No man, no woman has the power to dominate your will. They can give you all the splendid advice and prayers and whatsoever out there, but let them not dominate your will. Okay, we are having another opinion from Ma'am Elizabeth Ali. She said, in my small opinion, The purpose of God should decide who I should marry. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who should decide who you should marry? You know, the purpose is actually another topic when we talk about marriage. I'm going to talk about it another time. But I'm talking about who should decide who you should marry. Is it your father? Is it your mother? Is it the government? Is it your godfathers or godmothers? Is it the clergymen, the pastors, the imams, and whoever out there should decide who you should marry? Think about it, guys, and also drop your comments. I will be glad to welcome it. So now we move to, what we were talking about before. And I wrote some of the things I wrote here. Because reasons why some persons believe that, these things are actually correct, that this people should be the one to decide who they should marry, is that they don't know the truth. They don't know truth. Hello, man, listening, Bunobi. Thank you, ma, for joining. God bless you. Share this video. Invite your friends. You have a beautiful children out there. And I hope we all learn from you as a mother. And we all learn from ourselves. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video. Invite your friends. Who should decide who you should marry? I told you guys some time ago that where I'm coming from, called family. Well, I don't think that in his marriage. Somebody said to me, Gift, do you know my marriage, my family, what they call marriage, what I saw in my family? She was telling me. She said it's a prison. It's a prison yard. That is not marriage. I was like, whoa. Oh, I thought, wait. I thought I was the only one here. I thought I came from, some problematic family. And somebody has told me, you can't imagine the number of people looking beautifully dressed, driving the latest cars, outwardly looking beautiful out there, that are suffering inside, that are suffering in their marriages. Hello, sir, Ojimadu. Thank you, sir, for joining. God bless you. Share this video and invite your friends. You can't imagine the percentage of people go suffering behind the scene, behind your back, behind the makeup and the sweethearts, the my love, my baby, they call, outwardly when they go out for shopping or when people are around them, they just want to cover up. A lot of cover up. I came from a church where I saw people who are just living in pretense. There's so much money. There's so much material things. There are so much beautiful cars. Oh, companies and, estates and all that. But it's all a lie. If their marriage behind the scene, my, you can't imagine what is going on. You can't imagine the punching, the fights. When the man will set his blow and the woman set her own hand, and somebody just, exchange some, kung fu and tai chi. And when we come to church on Sundays, everybody just give themselves high fives, sweetheart, oh. And we all live in pretense. And everybody's amazed. And the amazing thing is that some young girls and young guys will just be looking at these people from afar and be saying, oh, this man has a wonderful family. Oh, this woman has a wonderful family. Oh, I wish to marry a woman like you. Oh, I wish to marry a man like you. Well, don't be too sure. Don't be too sure to, to assume, to to wish, because you don't even know what you are wishing for. You don't even know what you're wishing for. Now, I was able to detect these things because I was a bit closer to some of the families I saw in my church. So I was able to detect a lot of wrongs, a lot of wrongs. And do you know, you could hear regrets. You would just hear regret. People regretting. I regret marrying you. I regret listening to my mother. Oh, I regret listening to my pastor who told me to marry you. I regret listening to my father who told me to marry you. I regret the day I said yes to you. I regret meeting you. You won't believe that somebody will actually regret. Like, it's a lie. Please wake me up, I'm dreaming. That is the same family who is glooming, who, oh my God, they wear the same color of clothes, color of shoes, and you think everything is perfect. It's a lie. It's a lie. Tell me, what do you think? Who should decide who you should marry? Oh, okay. Pastor Jiman is telling us something. Say, pastors and their wives are not left out. I love this. This is truth. Thank you, sir, for that powerful truth there. That is it. Even pastors and their wives are not left out. Amazing. They are not left out. A lot of there's even early morning, fights before we come preach on the altar. And guess what? The topic might even be love. It might even be love. Amazing. Who are you disgrace? Who are you, pretending for? Who can't you just see that you've just got it all wrong and look for a way to make it right? If you got it wrong, I think the best thing you should do is to start learning the spouse you've gotten yourself to marry. The person you didn't know it was going to turn out like that. You didn't really know the person well before you go to marry the person, or somebody else suggested you marry the person. But instead of stabbing yourselves and pouring petrol and lighting up some matches and setting somebody ablaze, why not go learn about the person and about the emotions of that person? Because people are wired in different ways. Even as much as we are women, there are some of us that are sanguine, some of us are choleric, some of us are phlegmatic. So if perhaps you just met yourself in this whole bullshit, just calm down and look for a way to make it right. It's all wrong, it cannot be corrected, but only you can perhaps, and with God's help, make it right. You can perhaps make it right. There's a lot of things going out there. You won't believe. We won't believe. You won't believe. As in, I was shocked. There was one I was speechless for minutes, because I went to their house. Hey God, oh Jesus, have mercy. I went to their house, and this man totally forgot that there was a third party, or there was a visitor in the house. And what I saw is a lie. I was like this for a few minutes. I couldn't say a word. I was speechless. Believe me, I was speechless. That is the bit of it, of what I saw. But you know what? When I was about going, that woman took me she took me in her car, and then she was going to go drop me off because it was a bit late. I came to do something for them, and then she wanted to drop me off, and she began to tell me things about marriage. And you know what? She said to me, I've got myself into it. I can't go anywhere. I have to remain until death us do part. And believe me, some of these people are actually holding positions in our religious places of worship. but you won't believe what is going on right in the houses. You can hear talks. I shouldn't have listened to my mother. Oh, I shouldn't have listened to my father to marry you. Oh, I shouldn't have listened to that pastor. I regret the day I met that pastor. So where was the part of your will when the pastor was telling you who to marry? Where was the part of your will? Where was the confirmation from God? Because when the pastor was telling you that, you were supposed to be confirming what God had already told you. If not, check the truth. Check what you've heard. Compare and contrast. Be sure you are not getting it wrong. Be sure you are not about to make the greatest mistake of your life. Because do you know what you are doing? Do you know what you will do eventually? Is that innocent children who God has entrusted into your hands will now come and face the ignorance, the negligence of your will. That will you throw under the dungeon, that will you threw away like a piece of shit, like a piece of trash, that will, your children will now face the consequences of what they never bargained for. They will now start having problems seeing their parents always fighting, always having one issue or the other, regretting meeting each other. These children will learn those aggression and go out to portray it. So innocent children who God has entrusted into your hands will now be reaping what you have sowed for yourself. Will now be reaping what you have agreed. You have willingly agreed by yourself. So the consequences is even much more than you can imagine. It is even much more than you can imagine. It is you. To my opinion, if you allow me, if you believe, if you want to believe, no problem. You still have the power of your own belief and your will. To my own belief, to my own thoughts, to my own school of truth. It is you. Believe me. It is you who is the number one, who should decide who you should marry. Be it a girl, be it a woman, be it a man or a woman. You are the person who should decide who you should marry. Don't allow anybody talk you into doing what you did not plan for yourself, what God did not plan for you. Don't allow anybody make it look spiritual. Make it, hype it so much that you would think it will look like God, but it is not God. Tell you, thus said the Lord of hosts, the only one of Israel. He said to me that this man or this woman is your wife or your husband. Well, I've heard lots of them. When I was young, when I was growing up in church, there was this pastor who came to me and told me that thus said the Lord of hosts that he was my husband. That he was my husband. That God told him in a dream of the night that I am his wife. I was like, whoa, really? Okay, in my small head, I know that I am not a pastor. I do not hold any spiritual or position in church, maybe. But I know that before somebody, or if somebody walks up to you to tell you that God said, I should even have known. So what you are telling me is to tell me that I am not alone. Okay, God told me if I was like, I'm still doubting. So for God to make it clearer to me, he had to go through another person, if not more than one person, to make it clearer. So this man of God told me that God told him that I was his wife. And I was like, wow, whoa, 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 are you serious? He said, yes. You know, he was carrying the Bible, looked so spiritual, and he wore the suit, you know the corporate wear with tie, and he told me, thus saith the Lord of hosts, you daughter of Zion, God told me in the dream of the night that you were my wife. Well, you know what I told him? He didn't see that coming. Like, really, he didn't see it coming. He didn't see it coming. What I told that man of God was, well, if God had told you that I am your wife, please, I don't have confirmation now, but please, could you help me go and tell God? It sounds crazy. Could you please help me go and tell God to also tell me that I am your husband, that I am your wife, that you are my husband? Cosmos Kalwabo, thank you for joining. Hello, Rahimat, thank you for joining. Rochelle White, woo, bravo, thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video, invite your friends. You know, this is how lots of women get themselves into trouble, because they can't stand the word of the man of God. They can't stand. They put him, they make him look like a god. Everything that comes out of his mouth is 100% true. There are a lot of them who are liars. They are just wearing suits to cover up. So this young pastor told me that I was his wife. And I was like, whoa, okay. Could you please help me go tell God to tell me to believe that you are my husband, that I am your wife. Since God showed you and he told you, well, I want to doubt it. Also tell God to tell me so that I can believe. He left. I don't know how that pastor got my contacts. Every night, for those of you who are Nigerians, who are Africans, who are Nigerians especially, there was a time, God have mercy, there was a time MTN started free midnight call thing. And then I usually go to work. MTN was doing that free midnight call. So immediately is either 12 midnight or 12:30 or so. People make free call until it's 4:30 or 4 a.m. in the morning. So this same pastor, I don't know how he got my contact. He will call me in the midnight when I'm resting, for God's sake. After work, I'm tired. This young pastor will call my number. Hey, hello, this. He will be telling me, that, God showed him revelations of our wedding. Oh, God showed him revelations of our kids. What are you saying? Okay. At the point, I even stopped picking his call, because he was not a nuisance. He was just bugging my life. He was now, making me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't comfortable picking his calls, because he talks nonsense as long as I'm concerned. Hello, Mr. Peter, thank you for joining. Hello, Nelly, thank you for joining. Who should decide who you should marry? Come on, put out your comments there. I will be glad to read it. Who should decide who you should marry? So there was this young pastor was busy deceiving himself, thinking I was one of those girls who are always thrilled, or who always jump in conclusion of what comes out from the altar, or what comes out from the mouth of the men of God. So that was when he saw that I was knowledgeable more than him, because I asked him critical questions when it comes to God and relationship to man and woman and marriage. He was fidgeting. He couldn't really give me accurate answers to what I was practically telling. I was so practical. I love myself because I love to be practical. That guy disappeared. You know, when he tried for close to, a month, he saw how firm I was standing in my decision of him telling God to tell me that I am his wife. You get? So when he saw that truth, when he saw how that I was not ready to compromise to anything that is coming out of his mouth, or how much he feels he has in his account, or whatsoever, or he thinks I will be grateful to say, oh, I want to marry a pastor, or is it, I know some ladies are always praying day and night to marry a pastor. I am not one of them. I have never wished to marry a pastor. Never in my life have I ever wished for it. So he thought he can jones me to those sweet words, and it wasn't possible. He disappeared. He ran away. Now let me tell you the shocking thing in this story now. This same pastor, oh Jesus, this same pastor told my own immediate elder sister the same thing. He did not know that lady was my sister. He did not know that lady was my sister because he just came to ABJ. He just came to Abuja, not up to 3 months. So he never got to know, because I have lots of sisters and beautiful ones at that. So he told me, it was me. It was me he told, that God told him that I was his wife. After the pressure, and I did not agree, funny enough, I did not tell my sisters. I did not tell anybody. I just endured the pressure and pretended nothing happened. He went to tell my immediate elder sister that God told him that she was his wife. Exactly the same revelation. When my immediate elder sister loves to gist, she loves to talk to me. When she came to me, she said, babe, come, I have latest gist for you. And she gisted me this thing. And we both laughed. She told me that a man of God, she didn't tell me the person. It was later when we went to church, she pinched me and told me I should look at that pastor. That's the pastor who told her that, she is his wife. I was like, it's a lie. It's a lie. Tell me you're joking. Tell me you are joking. He said, I'm not joking, I'm telling you the truth. Now, she never knew that the same pastor told me the same thing. She never knew that the same pastor told me that I was his wife. We both laughed. And when my laughter, I couldn't control my laughter. My laughter was more than her own, because my own sustained for minutes. And she laughed and stopped, but I was still laughing. So she was now wondering why I was, laughing to that extent. Then I called her, I drew her attention, and I told her, do you know that this same pastor told me that I am his wife few months ago? She was shocked. She was shocked to her bones because she didn't believe. Okay. She was even going to give it a thought that man was her husband. She was actually going to give it a thought. She just wanted to share with me what the pastor told her. Hello, Ifoma Anigoro. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Izundu, thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video. Invite your friends. Hello, Isaac. Thank you for joining. Hello, Bebu Green. Hey, the great woman of God is here. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Please share this video. Invite your friends. Who should decide who you should marry, guys? Tell me what you think about it. It's a problem. It has been a problem. I can't stop talking about it. I just want to talk about it right now. It has been in my mind to talk about. And thank God, I'm talking about it. So who should decide who we should marry? Do you know, if I had told my mother that this pastor want to marry me, believe me, my mother will not give it a second thought, because my mother is a religious woman. She believes, when he's a pastor, he's perfect. God has spoken. Oh, bravo, oh, Jesus, hallelujah, Hosanna. You won't believe. Gift Kayode, thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Share this video, invite your friends. My mother would have agreed, because it's coming from a clergyman, it's coming from a pastor. So imagine if I didn't have the knowledge and I wasn't there, my immediate elder sister was going to even make the mistake of saying yes, because she thinks it's the will of God. She thinks it's the right thing. She thinks it's coming from a man of God, so it's true. Who should decide who you should marry? You yourself should be the one to decide who to marry. Don't allow anybody to talk you into marrying who you are not supposed to marry. I asked this question a few minutes ago. Is it your parents who should decide who you should marry? Your guardians, the pastors or the clergymen out there? Is it the government who should decide who you should marry? Is it the godfathers or the godmothers, the people we respect, we hold in high esteem, that should decide who we should marry? Do you see, a lot of things are happening? I read one story on the internet and it blew my mind. I was amazed. And this lady was telling us her story, and she said that there was this man of God who came to their church, and while the prayer was going on, he prophesied that God has spoken to him to marry this lady. And this lady she said in that story that right inside her mind, she never liked that man of God for anything. She doesn't like that man for anything. But do you know, because she do not know where she stands, she do not understand who should decide who she should marry, she doesn't know the power of her own will, she compromised her will to the man of God. She said, do you know what happened? This young guy took her to one village where they went to go and do crusade, revival and deliverance and all that. Now, because she was a pastor's wife to be, this guy took her to that program, and it was a village, and she didn't know how they arranged the whole thing. And she went there because this pastor has been in that church for how many years? A lot of people respect him, a lot of people worship him. So when the news came that the pastor had seen a wife, other ladies were even jealous, because other ladies wanted the pastor. So this pastor chose this lady, and she doesn't even want the pastor. But she couldn't say no, because her parents were pressuring her. They put serious pressure that she must marry that pastor. The same with her friends. So everybody around her was pushing her to agree. And she was right inside her mind. She knew that this man, they cannot live together. This is not what she wants for herself. This is not what she wants for her life, even though he was a pastor. But she had to succumb. She had to agree to the pressures of her parents and what other people were saying about the whole thing. She agreed. And when they, follow me to the crusade, we want to go do all this, her parents hurriedly arranged her bag. Follow the man of God. Go and show them that you are the wife to be. Oh, Jesus. When I was reading this story, tears rolled down my cheek. Because this lady said when they got to that place, this same pastor rented. Okay, it wasn't like a rent. She said she doesn't even know how the pastor knew some of the people living in that environment. So those people gave her a room, and it was one room. So she and the pastor were supposed to sleep in that room, and that room looked like a shrine, and she was not comfortable, and it was so tight. It was one single student bed, and she said to herself, why? Of course, it's a remote village. There are no hotels around. The place is it's undeveloped. So because she had to bear, she managed to, stay with this man in the same room. You can't believe what happened that night. This same lady said that right in the middle of the night, when she was sleeping, this same pastor was trying to have sex with her. And she was like, excuse me, why do you want to do this? I thought you said you are my husband. If you are my husband, why don't you wait? When we get married, we can have sex. After all, we came here for a crusade, not for this. And this place is not even conducive for anything, even if I want to agree to do this. And the pastor started, telling her, do you know who I am? I am a man of God under God's authority. I have I have the mind of God. Don't worry. I have everything in control. And the girl was like, what are you saying? He said, can you know better than me? I am a man of God. I have the anointing. I am God's anointed. Hey! So, eventually, this guy forced her and raped her. This man of God raped this lady right under, God knows if that was actually a shrine. Raped this young lady who he said God told him was his wife. Okay. She cried, according to her, all through the night. When she woke up, she said that even the old woman who gave them the room to sleep asked her what was wrong with her because her eyes were swollen, and the pastor told the old woman, that, they prayed all through the night. The old woman said, but I didn't hear people praying. She said, oh no, it was a silent prayer. Oh, Mensa, thank you for joining. Hawa, thank you for joining. Hawa Haruna, God bless you. Share this video, invite your friends. Who should decide who you should marry? Drop your comment because it's really important. It's a problem in our society. If we don't talk about it, well, we are not doing any harm. We're not doing rather any good to our generation and our children and our children to come. So who should decide who we should marry? So this lady eventually, she said that the crusade or whatever started, and this man of God was busy doing miracles and doing his manipulation and healing people, and she was sitting at the back of the canopy that was set, and she was weeping deep inside her heart because she was imagining how that man still had the power to do miracles after he had raped her over the night. So she was weeping and nobody understood what was going on. So what happened? After the miracle and everything, because she said she never came with any finance, so the pastor was the one financing everything. So there was no way she was even going to say, let me leave this place. She doesn't even know how the road to the place. She just followed the pastor. Okay. After the events, they went back to the place where they all came from. The girl went back to her parents' house, and the parents, how was the crusade? I hope the power of God came down. Blah 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 blah. The girl said she quietly went to her room, locked herself up. For months, she couldn't see anybody because she wept all through. She was weeping on daily basis, holding her Bible and asking God, what is this? Why have you decided to put me through this after I kept myself for 25 years of a virgin? Then you choose to treat me like this. You see, these are the things that makes people to backslide. These are the things that make people to say there is no God. They become atheists. They say, I don't think there's an existence of God. If there was God, he would have saved me when that pastor was about to rape me. So you see, but this is how it has gotten deep into the churches, into society. Because the same people you see on the streets, 90 or 80% of them are church people. They always go to church. So some of these lies and this fake prophet and these fake people keep using ladies, telling them that they are the people who have the right to decide who they should marry, thereby using them, using these ladies. So imagine if I had not had that common sense. That pastor was going to do the same too. He was going to sleep with me. He was going to marry me. Oh, Jesus. I would have been living in regret and in pain, asking God, where are you? I can't imagine the rest of my story. If I cannot bear it, I will just go and kill myself. I will go and hang myself. People commit suicide on a daily basis. You don't know why. A lot is going through their mind. A lot. They've been used. One way or the other, they've been used. And do you know, the lady said that it was just 2 weeks the man announced that this woman was his wife. In that 2 weeks, they went to that program. They came back. They had 1 week to their wedding. They printed cards. They've, invited people and all that. This lady was going to be his wife. Little did they know that that man was actually an occultist. That is what he does everywhere he goes to. That lady he slept with wasn't his first. It's like men of God who go to places to plant churches. They go to Akure, they plant churches. They go to Ogun, they go to Imo State, they go to Anambra, they go to Katsina. That is how they plant churches and plant evil seeds into people, destroy people's destiny. Because people don't want to learn. People do not want to understand how much they are carrying inside of them. How much of freedom God has given to them. Who they are and what the stuff they are made of. If they understand, they can look straight into the man of God or whoever he calls himself. Look straight into his eyes and ask him some practical, reasonable questions. You don't guilt me to agree to whatever you are saying because you are high and mighty. It must be a confirmation of what you're saying, must be a confirmation of what I already know or what I've already seen. May God help us. Who should decide who you should marry? For those of us who came late, when we end this video, I beg you to go watch it over again. I talked about men of God, like religious clergies, if they should decide who you should marry. I talk about parents. Should they be the ones to decide who you should marry? Godfathers and godmothers, should they be the one to decide who you should marry? Because you respect them, they are your mentors, and they have done so much for you. I've heard somebody who said to me, if I disobey this man, he's going to destroy me, because he built me. He's the one who built me. So he's going to destroy me if I don't obey what he's telling me. You can imagine how much slavery. People have become slaves right in the house of God. They have even become slaves. Their wills no longer count. Their opinion is no longer needed. So when it comes to choices, delicate choices, important choices of their lives, it's no longer important about what they think. It's now about what the man or what the woman, that person, that respected mini God is talking about. Who should decide who you should marry? Who should decide who you should marry? I said some of the reasons why people agree to another people's will is because they feel like they owe them. These people have helped me. These people put me on scholarship. when I had nobody to care for me, when I had nobody to do anything for me, when there was nobody to help me. It was these same people who took me as their daughter. Or it was these same people who took me as their son. And they brought me up. They helped me. They financially supported me. No, now it's time for me to agree to what they're saying. It's like a payback. So if I don't, it's like I've stabbed them in the back. It's like I've betrayed them. So in order to seem or to for it to look like I did not betray them, that I agreed to their will, is to sell your will and sell truths. Oh God. I don't understand. When has it become the rights of a man or a pastor to decide who another should marry? When? Hello, Mr. Chris. Thank you for joining. Chidi, thank you for joining. God bless you. Please share this video. Invite your friends. Hello, Effa. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Who should decide who you should marry? Who should decide who you should marry? I'm seeing some comment from Pastor Obi Ojima. They say, many men of God use the phrase, God told them to marry you. In the place of, I like you and I want to marry you. It's pure manipulation. Yes, sir. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. There are lots and lots of manipulations out there going on. You won't believe. If you have not experienced it, if you are not there, or if you are not seeing it, you won't believe. You won't believe that actually these things happen. For a pastor to open his mouth and tell me that, he wasn't even thinking. He don't even know that I'm a personality in God. I carry the Holy Spirit. I carry God. So what are you saying? You think you can just wake up and quote the scripture so I will believe you? Come on. We need to all wake up and start studying. Study the Bible. Go on internet, study, make researches, study. So that when they come with their tricks, you know where to respond to them. You know where to place them. That I gave you $50 million, or that I equipped you, that I helped you, that I build you to the man or woman who you are today, does not give me the right to tell you or to force you into marrying another person for my own pleasure or gain. Or that my rights or my opinion or my will dominate your will. I was just an instrument used to bless you. I was just an instrument used to glorify God in you. It is not a medium of putting in my will in your will, against your will, making you to feel less of yourself, less that you know less of what I'm talking about. Glorify myself, exalt myself. Because some people do it for their selfish gain. Some parents who lure their children into marrying another guy or marrying another woman is for their selfish gain. Is it that this guy is from a rich home, or is from or is from a political? There's a political power in this home. So when you marry this guy, we are now in-laws. So this guy is going to put me in a political seat. I'm going to become a senator. I'm going to work in House of Rep, House of Assembly, or I'm going to become a government official, or I'm going to get this, I'm going to get... For selfish reasons, people sell their will just to please some persons. Okay, I continue what Pastor Obi Ojimadu is saying here. He said, the choice is yours. Beautiful. That is what I'm talking about. Who should decide who you should marry? The choice is yours. Don't allow any other person's choice dominate your choice. I told you guys few minutes ago that God so much loved man. Apart from proving to us how much he loved us to go die on the cross, he gave us will. If you think your father loved you so much, or the government, or your godfather or godmother, how much will have they given to you? How much will have they given to you? God loved us so much that he gave us the power of will. And I told you that will can either make a man or mar a man. Will can make a nation. Will can make a nation great. Will can make a community great. Will can make a family great. Will can produce personalities. Will can destroy. Will can bring tears and sorrows into people's eyes, into a community's eyes, into a nation's eyes. If the government of a nation does not make a good will, that nation is going to be destroyed. That nation is going to be ripped off. That nation is going to weep. Will is powerful. And that is why God saw how powerful will is. He looked at will and he said to you, bring your arms, bring your hands. I give you will today. I give you the power of choice. I give you the power of will for you to look out there and decide for yourself who you should marry. Decide for yourself. He did not say, oh yeah, bishop, oh yeah, those who fivefold ministry I have made. Okay, I give you guys the go ahead. I give you guys the power to decide for others who they should marry. It was nowhere written in the Bible. It's nowhere written. Truth is universal. So check them when they talk. Check their words. God did not give anybody will to decide for you who you should marry. They can advise you. They can tell you what they think. The final decision is for you to make. It is not for them to make. Be it a president. Nobody, I repeat, nobody has the right to subject you to something that is against your will. Let me continue what Pastor BUILDINGMINDS said. He said, your parents, friends, and pastors and leaders are there to advise you based on facts. Beautiful. Based on facts. Based on facts. They are there to counsel you. They are there to tell you what they think. To give you advice. What you should perhaps look out for, which might not be in your line of what you want for yourself. Because what your parents, if you ask your mother, what are you looking for in a man? You will be amazed what you will get from her is different from what you will tell another mother to tell you. She will tell you. Because some of them will tell you, I want tall man, I want a fair man, I want short person. So everybody has their will. So why would their own will now decide for you who you should marry? Okay, I'm having another stuff here from my gift blessing Amos. She said, some fake pastors have used those kind of cheap lies to arrest young girls into hell in marriage in the name pastor in quotes. Amazing. That is it. They tell you, I'm a pastor. I've been ordained. I carry the oil. I carry anointing. I carry the power and the mind of God. And when I talk to you, God is talking. Well, the sound of your voice, the chorus or the gentleness, the tenderness or the fierce or the loudness or the smoothness or the way you grammatically place your English cannot and does not and will not make me to agree to what you are saying if it's not a confirmation to what God had already told me. If it's not true, it is not true. If it's not true, it's not true. Truth cannot be hidden for long. Those lies will soon manifest. By the time you guys pretend for 1 month, that's if it will even go to 1 month. Now, I've seen marriages break off in 2 weeks, in 3 days, in 1 week. I've seen marriages break. Yeah, I have seen. So if you guys pretend that everything is okay, well, it's gonna show. It's gonna, you can't hide it for too long. Everybody's gonna see it in just few months. I've seen a deacon who beat his wife. Oh Jesus. I don't know how to calculate distance. Public, as in public beating. God have mercy. So, who should decide who you should marry? Please be careful. For those of us who are not married, for those of you who are not married, I am, guys. Please be careful. Please be careful, okay? Hello, ma, Pastor Irene. God bless you, ma. Bless you, beautiful queen. Thank you so much, ma. Hello, ma, Anastasia McDonald. She say hello, Queen Chelsea. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Share this video. Invite your friends. Hello, Okolo Emmanuel. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Share this video. Invite your friends. I will soon be joining my mentor, Pastor Sunday Adelaja. We have been on a particular topic about revealing the truth, or false preachers and all of that. So you can tune in at Dr. Sunday Adelaja on Facebook and you watch today's series. I'm looking at time. That program starts by 9. So I will soon be done in the next few minutes. So guys, who should decide who you should marry? Think about it. It's a great topic. It's a great problem out there. If you shy away from it, if it doesn't come to you, it might come to your children or your children. If we don't address it, if we don't talk about it, if we don't enlighten people, if we don't tell people the truth about these things, well, you might run away from it today, your children might face it tomorrow, and other people's children might face it tomorrow. So I'm not talking for just myself, I'm talking for people out there, whether you're a Christian or Muslim or whoever. We are saving our generation. We are saving nations. So when we talk, we talk for generations to come to learn, because some of these topics are not discussed in churches. Believe me. Who should decide who you should marry? I've been in church for more than 10 years, yes, but I have not heard this topic. I have not heard who should decide who you should marry. I have not heard it. Yes, I haven't. Because you know why? Some of the pastors also are now the God who decide who people should marry. So they know they have faulted creation. They have faulted God's formula. They have faulted God's will. So imagine them coming to say who should decide who you should marry. It's like them using their word against themselves. So they are already victims, so they don't want to say it out, because people are going to point accusing fingers. But pastor, you are the one who told me to marry this person. Then if you say who should decide who should marry, that it should be ourselves, then why did you decide for me who I should marry? Why did you decide for me to marry this lady or to marry that guy? You see? So there's going to be a lot of chaos in their end. It's going to be a lot of heartbreak in their own end. So for them to say the truth, they have to coin it, to suit them, to glorify themselves. So really, like I said, I have seen a lot of wrongs. While I was in my church, I just sat down and I looked, and I saw a lot of things going wrong. I saw my pastors matchmaking people, trying to tell a lady why she should marry this guy or who she should marry. Oh God. The same with guys. Oh, tell the guy, no, tell the lady, no, go check his bank account, make sure. Oh, there's a lot of problem out there. There's a lot of problem we need to address. Who should decide who you should marry? Like I said, God has given you the power of will. Don't sell it out. Don't sell it out to glorify another man. Don't sell it out to glorify your parents. Don't sell it out to glorify your friends. Don't sell it out to glorify the godfathers, the godmothers, the pastors out there. Make sure if it's coming from a pastor, if there's a proclamation or there's a revelation coming from a pastor, let it be a confirmation of what God had already told you, of what you had already seen. Don't make it don't just assume it's true when you know it's not true. When you know it's not true, don't agree to whatsoever you're hearing outside there. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. I'm sure I'm going to come back tomorrow to talk about another topic, and I do hope that you guys have been blessed, and I've also been blessed for those of you who commented. I enjoyed your comment. Oh, let me read one from Mr. Richard. He said, good word, keep the foundation flowing, stay blessed. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. I thank you because a lot of you are agreeing that this thing I'm saying is not a lie. I have been a victim. A pastor have told me, and I'm telling you the truth, that it's really happening. It's really happening in churches, you get. So let us tell ourselves the truth, tell our kids the truth, teach our children the right way, and I believe our next generations to come will be a better place. You know, there will be less divorces, less marital problems and issues, you know, less killing, because I've seen brides, you know, hire killers to, you know, kill their husbands in the middle of the night. I've seen a man stabbing his wife. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen people setting people ablaze because of a lot of issues in marriage. So you don't understand. I'm sorry. Some people will not understand what we are talking about until they see these things. If you come from a God, glory, beautiful family, everything is well suited, glory to God, beautiful to you. But I believe your father, your mother made the right choice, and that is why they are enjoying the atmosphere that you are enjoying today. And you are enjoying the atmosphere you are enjoying because of choice. So they should tell you the truth. Who should decide who you should marry? It's very important. Spread the news and let's all talk about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I remain my humble self, Topsy Gift. So see you guys tomorrow, and do have a lovely night's rest. Let me go join my mentor. The program is starting by 9 p.m. in Ukraine. So join Dr. Sunday Adelaja and let's talk about some issues in churches. All right, guys. So thank you. Do have a wonderful day. Bye. Stay blessed.